Welcome to Ask Us Anything, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Jennifer, and this is Mike Wendland, and Bo is right here, our dog.
Yeah.
Bo, you going to get on camera?
Oh, I don't have the other cameras on.
Oh, dear.
It's been a while since we've been in this studio. So, gosh, here we are. You know what? I'm not even using the right camera either. So
Oh,
I
dear.
guess we can come back and do it all over again. Well, this seems to be working, but let's hook up the better cameras. I haven't hooked up the right cameras. This is the first time we've been in the studio for I don't know how long. And
we're upside. Oh, there.
Yeah, kind of upside down. And we've been so used to be on the road. When was the last time we were in the studio?
I have no idea.
I think it was like February. It was a long time ago. So, gee, here we have to do makeup for lost time, and we'll try it all as we go now. So we are going to take your questions in just a second here. Let me just get the right camera set up now. And gosh, let's see if this works. Well, that's the right camera. And I don't know if I really like that. It's kind of yellow. I like the other camera better. Wouldn't you? Well, we'll leave it up to everybody.
See what happens when we're on our own?
See what happens? Yes. I've had this thing set up for a long time. There we go. I'm going to go back to that camera. So there. Forgive all the setup stuff, but hopefully we're there. We want to say hi to a whole bunch of you here tonight as we talk about things with the RV lifestyle. Let's see. First up is our friend Ed Richards, who is joining us from hot South Louisiana. I bet it's hot and humid
hot
there.
Summer greetings from South Louisiana.
Yeah, it is. Number 2 on the list is King Albert. Says hi. Robin is checking in and wants to know if we'll be able to partake in a visual of the lunar eclipse. That is tonight.
Not in Michigan.
Yeah, it looks cloudy right now, but who knows? It's been on and
Unless
off all day.
Unless it blows over.
Yeah, we'll kind of check it out. Hello to our friend Sharon Childress and Chris Cowley over on YouTube. Says he wants everybody to be staying cool out there, and Chris is kind of keeping track of all the YouTube questions. Phyllis Cara has the night off. She is down in Florida at a family dinner tonight, I think. Helen Newsom in Lafayette, Georgia, saying hello. We've got Steve Egbert, where it's 95 degrees in San Joaquin Valley of California.
Ooh.
Johnny Lightning, he's on time, and he's from Lansing, Michigan. Ed, by the way, says it's 90 degrees in the shade on his patio in Louisiana. Ooh. All right. Now, for you guys that are watching us, if you would do us a favor and just put question all in caps, and we'll take those questions as they come in. That way, it's easier for us to find them. First question comes from Thomas Romanowski.
Read the tornado article. Good read. Let's say a lesser storm like 30 miles per hour winds with driving rain and up to 50-mile gusts. I don't know if I'm able to read. Would it be advisable to pull in slide outs?
Well, I don't know. It depends on how much you're shaking around in there. Some people would pull in slide outs. You know, the problem with weather is you don't really know what it's going to be like. They might say it's not going to be bad, or they may say it's a possibility, and it may not. But I think it's always better to be a little safe than sorry. Mm-hmm. I think if they were pretty sure that it were going to be 50-mile-an-hour winds, I would maybe pull in. I would pull in my slides, but 30 miles an hour, I don't know. The slides are built to withstand that, so I think you're okay. But 50 miles an hour is pretty strong, so I think that's probably a good idea to bring them in. You just don't know with weather. Thomas is talking about the story on the RVLifestyle.com today, which is about RVers and keeping track of the weather, so you know what to do when there is bad weather, and that's.
It seems important. Like when you buy your rig with a slide, they would give you some guidelines for wind.
Yeah,
because they probably don't want you to think about that.
And Jerry, he notices that we discussed running possibly at 65 miles an hour driving in last week's podcast, and he says make sure your tires are of the highest quality. Well, it kind of goes without saying, you want to be careful with that. James Massey. How's the refrigerator doing on the Wonder?
We have not used the Wonder because we have to get a tire fixed.
Yeah, it's going in to get a tire. It's
A
just
week
it's
from
a
tomorrow.
slow little valve leak that needs to get fixed. And do you know how hard it is to get anybody to service anything? I mean, you have to get an appointment for just any possible thing. I've got on the truck, for example, tomorrow it's going in, it's got a little check engine light. And that took me almost 2 weeks to get an appointment, and about 2 weeks for the tire shop that I use. So it's just true all over the country.
Hope they fix it.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. But the refrigerator seems to have been working lately, so we don't know how well it's going to go. Robert Clark says he pulls in his slides all the time. Slide toppers can get loud, and he's right. There can be lots of noise. So there you go. Everybody's kind of a little bit has a different feeling on it. I just think it's always better to be a little safe than sorry, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Question from Susan and Chuck in Louisiana.
Can you believe the price of diesel? And what are your plans to go with the new fifth wheel?
We've been talking about it. We're going to talk a lot about diesel prices on the podcast this week when it comes out on Wednesday. But if you have not heard, there is very strong talk about, at least on the East Coast, rationing of diesel this summer. Diesel prices, of course, are crazy. I filled up yesterday in my truck, and it was about $130 to fill it up. Crazy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And the East Coast, the Love's gas chain, for example, a big one that many RVers use, has already announced that it would not be unusual to expect spot shortages, particularly in the East Coast. It's going to be crazy. So that fuel price is tough, and we'll talk a lot about that on the podcast. So listen up. Where are you parking all the RVs? Does the fifth fit in the driveway?
No, it does not fit.
It would fit, but I wouldn't want to back it up
We
in
have
my driveway. It's a 200-something foot driveway, and it's kind of an S curve. It's just
It's crazy.
I'm not comfortable, and it doesn't. So I do have storage space for the RV. Actually, right now it's still at the park that we've been camped at I extended it a few days. We're probably going to spend tomorrow night on it.
Yeah, because we got a new topper. And
Mattress topper.
Yeah, mattress topper, and we want to see how comfy that is.
Yep.
Before we stick it in storage, and we hope to go camping in a couple weeks.
Yeah. We've got in fact, we actually, and like everything, we're having to make reservations for camping, which we've never done before, but it's what you have to do these days. Hi from Dennis Utz in Alabama. Question from Inka Schultz.
Mike and Jen, wondering if Jen has driven the truck with the fifth wheel. How did it go?
She did. She did driver's school.
Mm-hmm. I did driver's school, and
she did good.
I didn't go any faster than 40, but I did good.
There's Bo. I saw Bo just came back in.
Yeah, he's kind of wandering around.
There's no difference between 40 and 65, so it's just faster. So, yep.
What do you want?
Great weather in Alaska.
Ooh.
Let's see. Could you come out to the West Coast, change your pits? No, not this year. No,
not with the gas shortages.
Not with the gas shortages. And I mean, California, look at the prices there. We'll all probably catch up to you at least, but you're going to go higher. So no plans for the West Coast this year for us. Now maybe we can, because every year we've made plans to go. The last few years we haven't been able to go. So maybe if we don't make plans, does that make sense?
It'll work out that
Kind
we
of
can go.
Reverse psychiatry on
Psychology.
yeah. Dennis says an HOA, which won't allow them to keep the RV in the property. And they said they could get a covered storage space near our home. Yeah, we don't have covered space near us, but that would be nice.
We should, excuse me, we should have a covered space.
Yeah. Yep. What kind of mattress topper did you get? Asks Terry Rostberg.
Well, we have a dear friend, Kathy Chanteau, and she told us there was only one to get, and she recommended it so strongly that we ordered it. And it's from My Pillow.
The My Pillow mattress topper.
And what sold me on it is it's got the cover on it. I don't have to put the cover on a big old hunk of foam. And what I really liked, there were 4 big bands of elastic. So you can fit it on the mattress and keep it there. It's not going to be sliding all over the place. And so I trusted Kathy's opinion.
We tried one
We tried one
that we bought at Bed Bath and Beyond,
and we took the monster back.
and we didn't like it. Yeah, it was too big. It was just,
Smelly,
yes, it didn't smell.
flammable.
They all smell a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, but it was just 2.
Yeah,
Just 2.
just yeah. So we sent that back, and you ordered, and it came in like 3 days. So
Mhm.
it's on the RV mattress. We put it on last night, and we didn't sleep on it because it's supposed to air out for a night.
And actually, with it, we're supposed to get some free sheets, which we did, didn't get with the mattress topper. But I'm hoping it's going to come tomorrow because the sheets that I have now, they won't fit around the topper, and
we got a 3-inch topper. Yeah.
3-inch topper in the mattress that won't fit.
So we're gonna try it tomorrow. So we'll
Hopefully, got it.
we'll-
Well, but we have our RV super bag, so we can, no matter what, sleep on the RV super bag.
yeah, and it is sleeping better. Remember, we've complained before. I think people have noticed that the mattress.
And
the
you know
fifth wheel
why
is pretty
it
hard.
sleeps better? Because we have the RV super bag,
And
where
that-
one
yeah.
side is winter, the other side is summer. And so we were sleeping with the summer side on us. So we had an extra 1.5 inches of padding.
Hey, we want to do a quick reminder to all of you. We have a contest going on. It's free. A chance for you to win $300. Actually, 2 of you. We're giving away 2 Waggle cams. These are pet monitoring temperature or they're not cameras. Pet monitoring systems. They're not a camera. It's a pet monitoring system in your RV that keeps track of the temperature in there, and it will then send you a note on your text by your cell phone, or you can call it up on demand with an app that comes with it and see what the temperature is, so you don't have to worry about your pets. Waggle is the name of the camera, and we are giving away 2 of them. We'll announce the winners a week from tonight, but you just go right there and you can enter as many times as you want. And there are lots of different ways to enter. It's all free, and we're giving away 2 of them. They're worth $300 each. So by all means, make sure you check that out, and we would love to have you do so. Okay, Barbara Dean.
If you could only own one RV, would you choose your LTV Wonder or your F-250 Acadia 5th wheel tandem? I appreciate both have their advantages depending on your current RV lifestyle. Thanks.
Boy, that's a tough question. Right now, I'd stick with the Arcadia right now, only because it's new and shiny, and we're really enjoying it. But probably the Wonder, because the Wonder is, that's why we always want to have either a small motorhome, a Class B or B plus. It just is more mobile. The Arcadia, the 5th wheel, is going to probably be more of a base camp operation. We're going to take it on some trips. We're taking it up to the Upper Peninsula in a couple of weeks. We're going to spend a week up there. But we'd probably stick with the Wonder or its equivalent. Another one, maybe a Class B. But if that's what we could have one, we're blessed that we can have 2. And as you know, we have some property in Tennessee that we're developing for our little private RV retreat for us, and a couple of friends from time to time we'll invite. And we'd like to do the same in Michigan. And why are we doing that? Well, one of the reasons why is because of these crazy diesel prices, travel problems, and getting in campgrounds are so crowded. Overcrowding in our national parks is changed so much in the past few years that having our own land that we can use anytime we want, stay as long as we want, with our own hookups, all that is really nice. And that's where we see the 5th wheel once I get it out of my system, driving around a little bit. We're having a lot of fun with it.
I can't believe how much fun we're having it with. It's only like 4 miles away.
It is, yeah. I suppose we could get a seasonal lot there, but it's a great park. We should do a gathering at that park because they have a really nice group. We're staying. This park is like 4.5 miles from our house as the crow flies, and we're just really having fun with it. And I think you actually like the 5th wheel more than you thought you would.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. And I love my truck. Today we drove to a family.
We might be without diesel and just have to look at our truck.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. But I got 22 and a half miles going on a 200-mile trip today that we took, and very comfortable. 22 and a half miles a gallon. So that's been great. Let's go back here to some of the comments. Charity Graham.
Been on the prowl for a fifth wheel that has a soaking tub, thinking that an on-demand water heater would be a good accompaniment. I haven't had much success. Do you have any thoughts or recommendations?
I think that they're fairly common on a larger one to have a soaking tub. I know on trailers, you'll find them available, particularly on bunk models where you have little kids and you need a tub.
But it's usually kind of little.
Yeah,
like for
the
a
ones
little
I've
kid,
seen are, yeah.
be all scrunched up.
So you need a pretty large one. And I don't know enough about other fifth wheel ones but I'm sure that that's there. The on-demand water heater is great. Truma makes terrific ones. We have this traditional Suburban 12-gallon water heater, I think it is, and it's really been great for the two of us.
Yeah, and it's hot. It's right there.
Yeah, it's right there. We've taken back-to-back showers and never had even come close to running out of hot water. So it's better than we expected. It's been really great. So
I'm sure somebody makes what you want, or they would make it for you.
Yeah. Is the fridge the only issue you had with the Wonder? I don't know. I don't even call the fridge a Wonder issue because that's just an appliance. The Wonder's been pretty wonderful. It hasn't. Have we had any real? We've had no. I mean, I have a valve leak in one of the tires. Actually, I've had it in two of them.
Do you think that's from hitting curbs and things?
No, I just think, it's a lot of weight, and we drive these things hard. When we take off, it's not unusual to go 700 miles a day, sometimes a couple of 3 days in a row, and it's hot. That's kind of normal, I think. So the refrigerator, we've had some issues with the refrigerator.
But that's not a Wonder issue.
Yeah.
That's the refrigerator.
Yeah. Talking about Michigan, John Gray.
Are you still looking to buy property in Michigan? I'm looking and don't know where to start.
Well, I don't want to give away my secrets, John, until I get my property, because here's the deal. I've got like 4 of them on my list right now I want to check out, but they sell almost every time I see one. Hey, I want to go look at that one. We can't get it. I refuse to buy it on sight unseen. I want to walk the property and see it. And by the time I get up there, they're gone. And so I don't want any more competition. But
how about a friend who found a lot?
Right
on the lake.
Yeah, we found it up on the UP, right on Lake Huron. It was the perfect, one of the most favorite places that we have. And I don't know why he sent me the picture other than to rub it in. And I said, this is it. We found it. It was a lot. It wasn't big acreage, but it was
right on the water,
right on the most beautiful part of Lake Huron, the Les Cheneaux Islands up in the UP. And it was sold. So why did he just?
He was thinking of it.
I got all excited about it though. So that was good. Do you think it's a good idea? What says Robin? Oh,
do you think it's a good idea to put snap pads on a leveling system? Are they necessary?
I think so. Yes. Snap pads or an alternative. And we've had snap pads on our Wonder. We have them on the Wonder leveling system. But on the fifth wheel, I just picked up, they look like a upside down bucket, and they kind of, the leveler goes down on that, and it races up off the ground. So I'm using those instead of snap pads. It gets it up a little higher so the hydraulics don't have to work so high and extend themselves. And it comes highly recommended by some RV friends of ours. So I'm going to try those out. And we have so many videos to do, and people keep asking us to make other videos on it. And we will. We're going to get around to it. We still haven't done our walkthrough, and we haven't shown you all the features. We haven't shown you all of the stuff that we've done to furnish it. Oh, that's what we've been doing for 2 weeks, really.
furnish it as buying a couple rugs on the floor
Oh, it's more than that.
and a cover for the
Oh, come on. now.
sofa.
Have you done more than that?
Oh, all the little things for inside to hold the dishes and everything.
Yeah.
And I was reading on the website that about taking an old plastic, or, the plastic bag so that the cupboards don't come open. And I thought, brilliant. Different ties and different things you can use because you want to batten down everything that you can batten down.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, I think it's a good idea, Robin. They're really great. Something like that. So it's not just the leveler that's on the asphalt. The asphalt's really hot. That you want something that spreads that out a little bit, so it's not all the weight in the concentrated area. And if it's muddy, you don't want to get mud all over it. So all of the snap pad, all over the leveler, the snap pad will help spread that out. All right, let's go through a whole bunch of questions if I can. The Boyle RV.
Okay, good thing you're home tonight. Lots of rain and thunder tonight after midnight.
Yeah, we need it. We've been
It's
looking.
dry
It's
out
like
there.
a drought here in Michigan where we are.
Yeah, it's amazingly dry. So we need the rain.
The lake we hike to every morning when we take Bo for a walk is
It's down
very
about a
low. More than that, I would say. And then
And even at the campground that we're staying at, I have allergies and the dust.
Yeah.
People just driving through. It's just like a dust storm out there, and I can't take the dust.
yeah, it's been crazy.
Allergies.
Yes, it has been. Yeah. So it's actually we were out of town this afternoon. A neighbor just said texted me and wanted to know if he had to come over and let the dog out, and I just told him we're back home. So it's good. This is from Cindy. Hi, Cindy.
Always enjoy your information you share. Excuse me. We changed from a slide-in truck camper to a fifth-wheel toy hauler. We will be heading out for the first time for about 2 weeks to Elkhart, Indiana.
Great place to go. And boy, that's the next question that we have coming up here. It has to do with Elkhart. Congratulations to you, Cindy. And that's Shirley Simon, who says,
What do you know about the RV Hall of Fame and Museum? My daughter gifted me tickets for Mother's Day. You're going to love it.
That's in Elkhart, Indiana, the RV capital of the world. And you are. It's one of our absolute favorite places.
Take your time. Read all about everything.
Budget at least a half a day to see that. And the museum is great. It's brand new, modern. And while you're there, whatever RV you have, call them up and arrange a tour, and you can watch how they built it. You'll find lots of information that you'll like. From one of our Facebook users.
Strange times these days. So thanks for the ongoing RV lifestyle encouragement. And don't forget us.
The B, Class B and Class C RVs. Well, we're still one of you. So, but we always are changing our style. The RV lifestyle has many different things, and this has been really fun for us to learn new things on the fifth wheel part of it. So,
and it really is a lot of new things to learn.
Oh my gosh, yeah! I just messing with the leveling system on it yesterday was an education in and of itself. So, and it all comes around because, as you can see here, we get questions about everything, and now being able to have that experience, towing a vehicle and living in a fifth wheel, along with our B experience and our C experience. Remember, we still got to get a Class A someday, and you want an Airstream someday. So they're all in our plans. Here's a question from Mike.
Retiring from federal law enforcement in a couple of years. Any advice for a single guy with a travel trailer looking to work camp and go full time?
Well, 2 years you got. I'd revisit the question in a year and a half, because so much is going to be changed in the next 2 years that I don't know what options you're going to have in terms of travel from with gas prices, with campground overcrowding. Will the fuel crisis cause a sudden reversal in RVing, and you can get a great deal on an RV on one hand? Will there be, what is the economy going to do? Work camping, go to Work Campers News, subscribe to that, start reading that, get as much of the information that they put out on that. It's a great service. It's been around for years, keeps track of jobs available for RVers. Sometimes it's just staying as a camp host in exchange for working and volunteering in the park and cleaning up and helping out. You get a free place to stay. Sometimes it pays money. There are seasonal jobs all over the place for work campers. So Work Camper News is, just search it on Google and you'll find it, or go to rvlifestyle.com. We've done several stories on work camping and you'll find it. But congratulations and thank you for your service, and thank you for being there right now in these very challenging times. You've got our support and our great respect, staying in law enforcement. Tracy's channel.
Have you had any property tax increases due to your improving your RV property?
I hope not. It's not improved yet very much. A little bit, but
They got a road.
we got a road, we got a driveway, we got water and sewer, but we don't have electricity yet. And that's we got the poles down, we got the wires run. Wires are run now, but I think we're both coming down with a cold, don't you think?
I think we are.
Jennifer's taking throat lozenges, and we've been around our grandkids last
Oh,
weekend.
no.
So
I'm
Well,
glad
that's-
that we saw 'em.
the little germ bags, but they're worth it. It's worth the hit. But we still got to get the electricity turned on. The wires are going down, and we're hoping that's done in a few weeks. But no, not yet. And right now I think the taxes are $400 a year. So we'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
Road trip buddy
What about an Indian Lake?
in Manistee up in the UP.
Yeah.
We know Indian Lake well. Was it last year? I think we spent a week there last year. It's great. It's a little too far for us to kind of go to. We want this Michigan property, if and when we find it, to be something that we can go to every week if we want to for a while. And we also want it that a place where we can maybe build someday, just like Tennessee. We like Indian Lake, but we're thinking that the UP is probably a little too far from our sticks and bricks home.
I know we can find something in the UP that we like, but we'd like our kids to come visit us.
Yeah,
that's the other, what is it, 1,000 miles away?
It's 500 miles away if you go straight on up to like Indian Lake. It's about close to 500 by the time you leave.
I think it's safe to say we like just about everything about the Upper Peninsula.
We do. We're going up there, like I say, Memorial Day for a week. We're spending a week up there. Sally Rober.
Okay, this is a housekeeping question. We have built a home with a 3-car garage so that we can accommodate a truck for the Airstream that we have ordered. We also put a room on the back of the garage that we hope to be a storage area for all the RV stuff. Do you guys have a lot of stuff that you store at home when you're not using your RV? I am thinking that sheets and towels and condiments and from kitchen and bath stuff would all come out. I am thinking that's a nice set of excuse me, a wall too.
Looked like she ran out of taping space. So do you have a lot of stuff you leave at home? You bring in some, but you don't.
In the winter, I pretty well empty everything out if we're not going to be using it for a while, but normally we do use it.
Yeah.
We head south. I don't leave food and things in there.
Yeah.
If it gets too hot in the summer, too cold in the winter.
Food is about the only thing we don't leave in there. And water, we take the water out so it doesn't get too hot.
And we have way too much stuff. Because now, even like that leveling system, we bought all those little Lego things. And now we've changed the system with the pails.
Actually, we still use those for
But
the tires.
we have stuff.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. Here's another long one. Let me go through this one.
Okay.
Save your voice. Nancy just purchased a Thor Compass 23-foot trailer. Is that a trailer? I think so. When they showed the door to the black tank for hookup. But when you open the door, the drain aims at the bottom of the RV and has flooring all around it. So you have to reach under it to connect it to the drainage tubing. I'm not picturing this. I literally have to get on the ground and all but completely lay down to connect the hose, reaching up and under to connect. Anybody have a magic? Well, put my 22-year-old granddaughter to connect. She's getting her. That's a key secret. Use somebody else to connect. I don't picture your question here other than I think you're saying, Nancy,
You got to crawl down under to hook up this.
They're all low. and you usually have to bend over to put them on, but you shouldn't
Not
have to
under.
travel. You're talking about where you put the stinky
sewer.
slinky to hook on and then it drains off. Sometimes they have the little pull opened and closed to let the stuff come out of there. And that's sometimes hard to
Did you
get.
put
But,
that question back up?
huh?
It disappeared.
Yeah, I took it up. I'm not sure, but you shouldn't have to get on the ground and lay down to connect the hose. So without seeing your rig or a picture of it, it's hard for me to imagine what you're saying there. That doesn't make sense. And gosh, it sounds like it's too late in your case, but that's a pretty convoluted way to have to empty the
Getting
black
on the
tanks.
ground.
Yeah,
and-
bending over, I understand. Sometimes taking a knee outside of it, maybe, but you shouldn't have to lie down and get underneath it. So, Coffee Fanatic, what's your favorite area to travel to? You can't.
I have a lot of favorite areas. Well, I can't say favorite.
Sure, you can.
It depends on what you're in the mood for.
Okay, so right now,
Right now, I'm looking forward to going into the Upper Peninsula. I
yeah,
want to see all my favorite places and see how everything is.
it's almost always wherever we go.
Wherever we're going.
Yeah. Our Hutchin thoughts on reports that RV sales are down. Who has those thoughts? I have not seen anything to show that at all. In fact, today we went by a dealer and I saw at Birch Run, I saw it looked like 2 brand new purchases, customers rolling out on a Sunday afternoon. So I don't know. I don't see any reports that they're down. So who knows?
Maybe, with the gas and diesel.
Yeah. You ever come up to Canada? Many times.
We used to.
Yeah. So that's good. Traveling Merton and Sue.
Okay, question. We rented an RV, a Class C, and hit a darn fence. Did some damage, not too big of a deal. Have you ever had an accident in one of yours? Yes.
Let's go to the next question. Well, now you got to answer. You got to describe what we've done or what I've done.
I'm not.
I know it's always on me. It's
I'm
me.
not squealing on you.
No, you can tell them what we did because they're learning opportunities. So we might as well share your pain.
The most important thing you do is before you take off, get out, walk all the way around your rig, make sure everything's shut, everything's the way it should be. Look at your environment and see what you're dealing with. When you are driving, do not think of what you're going to do next. Only think about getting out of that lot. Don't think the shortest route to where to empty the tanks. Don't be thinking like what you're going to do in an hour. Focus on where you are, what you're doing that instant.
Yes.
And if possible, have another person there coaching you to help you, particularly if you're backing in. But can't emphasize enough the inside of the rig to make sure doors are shut. Things aren't going to bang around.
We've done, I mean, I can tell you a couple of things. Backing up. I really always look in the rear camera, but it's sometimes you can't judge distance.
In Linden.
At a breakfast place, I backed up in the lot and I ran into a little.
There was nothing except one little spot, and you decided to whip in backwards.
It punched a hole through the fiberglass, a little hole about that big, but I put a sticker on it and it covered it up. On driving out, also near Linden.
How about at a Cracker Barrel?
Oh, that was on another RV. I backed into a light pole. Yeah, well, okay, at the top, and then those are two of them, two backing up issues.
Florida backing up when we were with my brother and his wife down in Florida. It was a Class B.
That was the same thing. It didn't do any. It was a
Not
couple
a lot
scratches.
of damage, but some damage.
So that's 3 incidents of backing up.
And how about going forward?
Going forward, I think of mosquito or mousetail landing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird because I was pulling out of the site and there were a couple of big railroad ties that were outlining this.
There was a way to pull out. You went the way you weren't supposed to.
I went over the ties and I knocked off one of our levelers. So there you go. So 3 backing up issues.
One going forward.
And 1 going forward. So the bottom line thing is
Think about
Don't
what you're
back up
doing.
unless you absolutely know what's there, and have somebody maybe look for you.
And don't trust, you get these cameras, and so you're trusting these cameras.
Yeah.
And, like at the Cracker Barrel thing, it was just this little thing hanging there.
Yep. Yep.
And at this breakfast place, just one little thing, which shouldn't have been there.
Yes.
Luck of the draw.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
So be prepared to pay for these fixes yourself rather than filing a claim.
Yeah. Our Hudson 3.
Supposed to get our Wonder in September. Can't wait. Thank you for all that you do to us and information provide.
Yeah.
You provide.
You are going to you're going to really enjoy it. They're really fun. They drive well. They're a great unit, and we really enjoy it. Back to Nancy. She said that hooking to the drain, she was talking at which aims straight at the ground, have to lay on the side to even reach the drain. I had a 31-foot Class C before this. This is awful. Yeah, it's one of those things, Nancy. Once you've bought it, you can't much turn it in for that. But
and isn't that the truth?
It's
that there are so many things to think about when you buy a new rig,
yeah.
and you think you've covered A, B, and C, and then there's some things that you didn't even have to think about before, because kind of like common sense.
Yep.
That this wouldn't be so difficult to get to. You just expect that it's not going to be that difficult.
It is.
And if you're all by yourself, it's hard to take in all these things that you should be looking at. And then the excitement of buying something new. We don't always think.
Yes, it is. And that's really
You just
great.
don't expect that anything would be that hard.
Yeah. All right. Listen, we are going to cut it a little short because my wife's voice, as you can hear, is getting a little rough. And we're going to give you a Sunday night a little bit earlier. So we're about cutting it. It looks like only about 10 minutes short. So that's good. Over on YouTube, thank you, Chris Cowley, so much for being a part of the conversation tonight and keeping everything moving well. Don't forget to join that sweepstakes that we have been telling you about. If you would just go to rvlifestyle.com/sweepstakes, you can join, and we'll be announcing the winner on that probably a week from tonight. And we'll have new giveaways. We try and always have something. We run them for 2 weeks, and you just go right there, enter it, and you get a chance to win that Waggle pet temperature monitor for your RV, and gives you peace of mind for when you leave your dog behind. So thank you guys so much for being there with us tonight, and we'll see you down the road. Listen to the podcast Wednesday. We're going to talk about the diesel shortage, and we're going to talk about this recall. Have you heard? We haven't told them about the recall that's out there. There is this massive recall that's going on. Something like 22,000 RVs are involved, and it has to do with part of the propane regulation system that is on your units. It's possibly defective for 22,000 units. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration announced the recall this past week. But the manufacturers that are involved, Thor Motor Company is probably the biggest one, haven't sent out notices to their customers and won't until July 1st. I don't understand why it's taking them that long to send them out. Maybe it has to do with they got to get the parts and the repair thing structured. But we're going to talk about that in the podcast on Wednesday, as well as the potential of diesel fuel rationing this travel season. So listen up. We'll be reporting on that and giving you lots of information on that on Wednesday. Thanks again, Chris Cowley over on YouTube. And Phyllis will be back with us next week. And we look forward to talking to all of you guys next week as well.
Happy trails.